Hello, I'm Peter Severson, Director of Lutheran Advocacy Ministry-Colorado, and I'm here with Megan. Hello, Megan.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well.
I'm glad to hear that. You seem like you're full of optimism and joy.
Sure.
Oh, good. Well, we in Colorado, as Colorado voters, we don't just have the presidential election to think about. We have all of these other ballot measures that we get to decide on. We've got this direct democracy in action happening. So we've got 9 things on the ballot. I think there's some exciting things on the ballot. So I'm hoping that you share my excitement. Yes, I'm going to take that as a yes. Well, that's great. So what we've got in this particular moment, I have a question about one of the ballot measures to ask you about, and that's Proposition 108. Have you heard anything about Proposition 108?
I don't remember which one that is.
That's totally fine. Prop 108 is restoring a presidential primary in Colorado. So what this would do basically is replace our current caucus system with a primary election. As you may remember, back in March, we had the Democratic caucuses taking place all over. I'm pretty sure Boulder was the site of a lot of rowdiness and enthusiasm.
I wasn't actually here then, so
totally fine.
I avoided that.
No,
it was rowdy, and Megan was at the heart of all of the rowdy.
You were at the center of a lot of the rowdiness. And then, of course, on the Republican side, there was just a straw poll and not even a binding election that took place. So I think with all of the things that happened on both sides, and maybe with the unique character of this election, this group came together to propose that we switch back from this caucus system that we have now to a presidential primary. Have you heard anything about that proposal from people you work with, friends, neighbors?
No, it have not been talked about.
I don't think it's had as much of a press profile as some of the other ones.
Probably not.
So knowing what you know about us, Lutheran Advocacy Ministry-Colorado, we take positions sometimes on ballot measures. Do you think we have a position on this particular one?
I don't know if you have a position.
No, that's all right. That's sort of a trick question because we don't.
Okay.
We have no position on this one. We don't generally get involved in electoral mechanics and that kind of thing, which is kind of what this is.
Yeah.
So knowing what you know and what you've heard about it, do you have thoughts about the presidential primary versus the caucus, or what are you thinking?
I'm actually kind of I have a question. I don't know what it would change to.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so it would
they
change
took away the caucus and what would it?
That's a good question. So what it would change from is the caucus system to a presidential primary, which would be conducted the same way that Colorado's other elections are conducted, in the sense that you would receive a ballot in the mail, and then you would just vote and either mail it back or drop it at a voter drop-in center. But the only question left then is whether or not it'll pass on November 8th. And thankfully, we have a way to figure that out. Our November 8th ball. And Megan, if you would do the honors, let's ask the 8-ball if Prop 108 will pass.
Will Prop 108 pass? It is decidedly so.
Decidedly so. Well, a great deal of certainty from the November 8th ball. And thanks so much to Megan for chatting with us about this important ballot measure. So,
thank you.
Thanks again, and remember to vote on November 8th or in the many weeks beforehand.